Hello learners. Today, we are going to discuss about discipline and grievance handling. Let's first discuss what is discipline. The practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior, using punishment to correct disobedience. For example, a lack of proper parental and school discipline. Now, what do you mean by employee discipline? The main function of the management is to keep an enterprise going on smoothly and profitably. To do this, you need a particular kind of workforce that has to accept certain reasonable standards of behavior at workplace. So, employee discipline is the backbone of any successful organization. Now let's discuss some disciplinary issues. Disciplinary issues arise when there is non-conformity to formal and informal rules and regulations of the organization. Indiscipline often leads to confusion and chaos. Forms of indiscipline. Examples: violation of rules, absenteeism, gambling, damage to machinery and property, dishonesty, and other forms of disloyalty lead to industrial indiscipline. Moving on to what would constitute misconduct and indiscipline. Non-performance of any task assigned to the employee to cause disorder on the premises, preventing the entry and exit of willing employees, and movement of goods to and from the factory, damaging the property of the employer. Now let's discuss disciplinary action. Here, we will discuss how indiscipline can be handled. For every misconduct and act of indiscipline, a manager will have to take disciplinary action against the concerned employee. The better approach to discipline is self-discipline. To institute this kind of positive discipline among the subordinates, the manager must ensure that rules and regulations are legitimate, reasonable, and clear. Subordinates are involved in framing rules and regulations so that they willingly accept them. Prior and clear notice is given of the consequences of breaking rules. There is consistency and uniformity of punishment. Human personality is to be treated with dignity. He or she, as a manager, should set high standards. Now our next topic is grievance. And the very first question which arises in the minds of readers is, what is grievance? It is injury, injustice, or wrongdoing that affords reason for resistance or a formal expression, as a complaint. The complaint itself is the grievance. Next we have, what are the reasons for grievances? Grievances may occur for a variety of reasons. Work environment, poor working conditions, defective equipment and machinery, tools, materials being provided to the workers of the organization. Economic reasons, wage formation, wage computation, overtime, bonus, commissions, etc. Employees feel they are getting less than what they ought to get. Supervision, disposition of the boss towards the employee. Perceived notions of favoritism, nepotism, bias, etc. Work group, strained relations or incompatibility with peers, feeling of neglect, ostracization and victimization. Work organization, rigid and unfair rules, too much or too less work responsibility, lack of recognition, etc. So, how to handle grievances? Firstly, employee grievances have to be handled immediately. Secondly, employee grievances will have to be settled at the level at which they occur in order to feel of justice at the interacting group level. Thirdly, When grievances occur, it is important to record them promptly as to make sure that they do not occur again. The next question is, what is works grievance procedure? The procedure consists of the following stages. Stage 1. The worker fills in a grievance form and submits the same to the shift in charge. Stage 2. In case he is dissatisfied with the decision, he goes to the department head for the settlement of his grievance. Stage 3. If the aggrieved employee is still not satisfied, he forwards it to the appropriate chairman of the Zonal Works Committee. Stage 4. If the Zonal Committee either does not reach to a unanimous decision, or the decision is not accepted by the employee, the grievance is then forwarded to the Central Works Committee. Stage 5. If this committee also does not reach to a unanimous decision, the matter is referred to the chairman of the company. His or her decision is final and is binding on both the parties.